Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay standing for a moment of silence.
Right now on HHS In Depth, thousands of teachers across the state participated in the Read for Ed Day protest on Tuesday. See how Homestead Teachers contributed to the statewide protest.
Reporter Andre Sentlever gives you a look into the daily life of a police officer and the requirements it takes to become one in a new series titled How to Become.
Reporter Elena Hope tells you all about the group of Homestead students who meet Wednesday mornings to discuss their faith. Fellowship of Christian Athletes is profiled.
Reporter Tyler Veit brings us an up-close look at the after-school music listening club taking place each Tuesday afternoon, Audio Aficionados.
Winter sports season is getting started. Ashton and Caleb are in wrapping up the historic football season, the girls' basketball game against Wayne last Saturday, and the final batch of athletes who signed with the college last week.
On Tech Talk, I'll show you how to transfer your files for easy access away from school.
And I'm Drew Persinger. The warmer temperatures we've had this week are going to be sticking around. You'll be able to find out more about it on the Drew Point.
These stories and more are coming up next. I'm Cora Shaw.
And I'm Misha Lalleria. HHS In Depth starts right now.
I know that there's some concern about this being a political statement, but the reality is school funding in Indiana is a political issue.
We'll get to those stories in a moment, but we begin today's show with the statewide Read for Ed Day on Tuesday.
HHS In Depth reporter Ashton Hackman was out bright and early on Tuesday to see what Homestead faculty did to contribute to this event, and he joins us right now with all the details. Ashton?
Cora and Nisha, the state of education in Indiana has always been a growing concern of educators. On Tuesday, teachers around the state participated in Read for Ed Day to gain attention on public education.
Ahead of the opening day to the 2020 state legislative session, the Indiana State Teachers Association had told teachers to wear red and gather at the State House to show legislators that students, education, and teachers need to be a top priority. Thousands of teachers attended the rally in Indianapolis, and because of that, several school districts in our area were closed on Tuesday due to a high number of teachers attending the Indy protest. East Allen County Schools and Fort Wayne Community Schools were among those districts deciding to shut down. Southwest Allen County Schools remained open, but dozens of Homestead teachers gathered outside the building early Tuesday morning and walking in at 7:10 in unison.
I think it's very important that educators stand together on this and set aside small differences and work for the greater good for all of Indiana's girls and boys.
In total, more than 10,000 teachers made the journey to Indy on Tuesday. Cora and Nisha, let's send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Ashton. For students attending Homestead, planning your future is a main focus.
With an all-new series, Andre Sentlever brings you a report over how to become a police officer. Andre?
Thank you, Cora. Thank you, Nisha. The future for students' education is crucial with jobs, college, and the economy. Officer Rosales Katina helps bring Homestead students information about what it takes to be a police officer.
So it's a long, arduous process. It's about 9 months to a year. And then after that application process, you go through all the testing, all the psychological testing, background, medical, voice stress, interview boards. Then you'll enter into a 21-week police academy, and that's here done locally for our department. In that 21 weeks, you'll learn about Indiana state code, state law. You'll learn about city code. You'll learn defensive tactics, handcuffing, weapons. You'll learn how to shoot a handgun, a shotgun, an AR-15. You'll also have a 40-week course on mental illness and how to deal with the mentally ill. So it's a really tough 21 weeks.
For 6 months, you will be placed with an officer as a trainee. And although the process is long, you will receive your own car and after 6 more months, be a fully fledged officer. However, there is more to it, featuring different subclasses for the more daring or even tech savvy.
Well, we have city officers, which I hold that position of a city officer. Those handle all calls within the city limits. We have the Sheriff's Department, which handles all calls throughout the county, but primarily anything outside of the city limits. And then we have Indiana State Patrol, which handles all of the state of Indiana, but mostly toll roads and interstate and highways. If you just don't want to work patrol, for the more technical side of you, we have a digital forensics team, we have a drone unit, we have SWAT, we have a bomb disposal unit. So we are a regional facilitator for a lot of agencies.
If you are interested in joining our county officer program, you must have a background of a confinement officer, work release officer, and a reserve officer. Check in next time where I talk about your dream jobs and how to achieve them. Until next time, I'm Andre Sentlever.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Semi-formal is upon us. A night in Paris will take place tomorrow night from 7 to 10 p.m. in the cafeteria. Tickets will be on sale during all lunch mods today and at the door tomorrow for $20 each. There is a girls' basketball game tomorrow night, so students will need to park in the teacher lot and must enter through door 1.
No Shave November will come to an end next week. The male teachers who swore to not shave their beards have spent most of November raising money for the kids at Riley. Some of the totals include $19 by Mr. Harkness, $24 by Mr. Pickett, $33 by Mr. Arata, $37 by Mr. Sherrill, $46 by Mr. Fisher, $51 by Mr. Hauer, $60 by Mr. Drake, $79 by Senor Pieper, $179 from Mr. Dreher, and Mr. Shaw has raised a whopping $492. Homestead is well on the way to raising more than $1,000. It is not too late to get some loose change from home to put in a red Riley bucket in the rooms of teachers who are participating in No Shave November.
Juniors and seniors, a representative from the U.S. Naval Academy will be visiting Homestead on November 26th. If you would like to attend this meeting, you must sign up and get your pass at least one day prior to the visit.
Lost and found items are located on the tables outside of the discipline office in the 1012 building. See Mrs. Godfrey in discipline for valuable items such as jewelry, keys, electronics, and designer clothes. All items not picked up by the end of the day will be donated.
Still haven't joined DECA? Really, what the hecka? Membership payment and the deadline to join is next Tuesday, November 26th. Please go to hhs.deca.com to register as soon as possible.
Best Buddies will be hosting their first event on Monday, November 25th, right after school until 3:45. It is not too late to join. They will be having a Thanksgiving pizza party in the community room. Please see or email Mrs. Hoffer with any questions. They hope to see you there.
Interact Club is holding a Purple Pinky event next Tuesday, November 26th. Students and staff can donate $1 to have their pinky finger dyed purple in support of eradicating polio. For those who don't want to dye their finger, there are alternative options for showing support. The purple dye is what Rotarians use to signify which children have been given the vaccination when they visit other countries. Tables will be set up at doors 4, 7, and 26 before school, and doors 4, 7, and 31 after school. See Mrs. Dean in Student Services with any questions.
Here is a roundup of all the clubs taking place at Homestead. The Dungeons & Dragons Club will meet today in the Media Center until 4:30. The K-Pop Club meets today after school in room 924. The Improv Club will meet on Monday after school from 2:45 to 3:30 in room 904. And the Euchre Club will meet next Tuesday after school in room 212, where everyone is welcome to attend, and snacks and drinks will be provided.
And now here is reporter Elena Hope with the story over the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, who gather every Wednesday morning before school to talk about their faith with fellow members.
Every Wednesday morning, a group of student athletes come together for Bible study and to support each other while growing in their relationship with Christ.
FCA is the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. That's what it stands for, but it's just basically a kind of like a meeting of students that we just kind of hang out, talk.
FCA is a time where we get together and we share our faith with God and we learn more about God and we dive into the Bible to learn more about Jesus.
FCA is Fellowship and Christian Athletes. We meet every Wednesday morning and then we have reflection and we pray.
You don't have to be in a sport, but that's just kind of how we connect to some people, but no, you don't have to be in a sport at all.
We meet on Wednesday mornings and we'll have like a quick kind of introduction. We'll get to know each other more, and then we'll have music playing and do a hot seat. You'll get to know more about the people that are in the club, and then we'll have a message, a biblical message, and then we'll kind of pray for each other, and then we'll go.
Each student has their own unique reasons for spending their Wednesday mornings with the other members.
I was raised in kind of a Christ-centered house, so I've always wanted to just do like a weekly thing with friends where I can go and just talk about Jesus, so that's why I joined.
I decided to join FCA to strengthen my faith in God and to help the school form in a way to praise God and lift up Jesus.
I wanted to get a firmer grasp on my faith, and I thought that the school environment was a good place to do it, and it's been probably one of the most beneficial clubs I've been in.
No matter what history you have or background you come from, the members encourage everyone to attend.
Just come out. Don't be intimidated. Just come out, have fun. Even if it's just for the food, just come out.
Definitely come. Like, it's not a condemning club. We have open arms. You would enjoy it a lot, so definitely come.
Whether you're in a sport or just a supporter, feel free to stop by FCA every Wednesday at 7:15 before school starts for food and friends. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Elena Hope.
And now here's reporter Tyler Veit with a report on the after-school music listening club that takes place on Tuesdays. Here's a look at Audio Aficionados.
Audio Aficionados is a club that meets every Tuesday in room 600B. Mr. Dunn, the club sponsor, holds a special place in his heart for the club.
With the era of streaming, students and a lot of people don't listen to full albums. I think it's sort of a lost art form that students don't really think about, and many people don't think about when they're listening to music. I started Audio Aficionados because I thought students would be interested in learning about the history of music. I think the history of music is very important to figure out where artists are influenced and who have influenced other artists that they're currently listening to.
The club offers a fun way for students to get together and discuss the music they're listening to.
My favorite moment about AA is probably after we're done listening to an album, we all get to come together and say what we liked and disliked, agree on some stuff, disagree on others, and then give it a rating overall. To then, which next week we get to see our rating in comparison to all the other albums we've listened to.
Students should join AA because it's just so easy to stick to the only songs that you know, but coming to this club, I know I've learned a lot more about music and how I should expand my horizons and not just focus on like the same song over and over again, because you can really find good things that you wouldn't have listened to before.
If this interests you, be sure to head over to 600B every Tuesday after school, where next week they will be listening to Only in It for the Money by Mothers of Invention. For HHS In Depth, I'm Tyler Veit.
The fall sports season is officially over and winter sports are gearing up.
Plus, a few more Spartan athletes signed with the college last week. And here are Ashton and Caleb with this week's The Locker Report.
You're watching The Locker Report with sports director Ashton Hackman and sports reporter Caleb Wood. Your source for Spartan athletics.
After an 11-game undefeated streak, the Homestead football team's run to state has come to an end. The Spartans fell 31-7 against the Carmel Greyhounds last Friday. Homestead's touchdown was scored by the one and only Jake Archbold. But despite the loss, there's still a lot to be proud of. We're joined now with sports reporter Caleb Wood, who is standing by with a look back at the historic season it was for the Homestead Spartan football team. Hey, Caleb.
Hey, Ashton. Regardless of the loss last Friday, the Homestead football team still had an outstanding season, setting multiple school records and finishing the regular season undefeated. Junior quarterback Luke Goody threw for 2,778 passing yards, setting a single season record for the most passing yards. The team had 11 wins for 2019, which is the second best in school history. We also got up to number 2 in the AP poll, best in school history. Head coach Chad Zillman capped off the season with a .917 win percentage. This concludes the fall sports season here at Homestead. I'm Caleb Wood. Ashton, back to you.
All right, hey, the football team may have finished their season, but the Homestead girls basketball team is rolling strong. The Lady Spartans opening up the SAC season by traveling to Wayne to play the Generals. First points on the board was Sydney Graber with the layup. She totaled 25 points on the night. Riley Parker also had a good game. She lays it up for 2 with 15 points total on the night. Then Graber to junior Amber Austin for the layup. She put up 12 total points on on the night. Ayanna Patterson out for 2 to 4 weeks with a knee injury, but that didn't stop the Spartans from racking up the points. Parker to Molly Stock for the three-pointer. Homestead up 39-3 at the half. Parker would have her own three right here. Stock to Parker on the outside. It's good. Homestead up by over 50. Then Sullivan to Yoder on the right wing. The three is good. Homestead now up 72-10. And the threes kept on rolling. Megan Helmkamp drains it. It's 84-17. Putting up the final points for the Spartans was Stock, once again her second three-pointer of the night, as Homestead wins in blowout fashion 87-17. They rise to 3-0 on the season and 1-0 in the SAC. Their next matchup is against the Cadets tonight out at Concordia. Lots of college signings last week. We have 3 more to get to. First up, soccer stars Maddie Barnhart and Lauren Mollering continuing their soccer careers at the collegiate level. Barnhart signing to play with the University of the Cumberlands, while Mollering putting pen to paper with Spring Arbor.
It was really cool. Me and Lauren have been through a lot together. She was one of my first friends when I moved here 5 years ago. And the fact that we've stuck through high school has really been amazing to me.
Here at Homestead, it has really taught me just like to look for great people and just be in a place where you personally fit in. And I think when I was younger, that's what I looked for the most, is just a place where I fit in personally, and the rest really fell into place. And I felt like God just led me to Spring Arbor, and that's really what it was for me.
And last up was early graduate Emily Wilcox, the volleyball star signing with Eastern Illinois. Wilcox led the Spartans with the most kills this past season and holds the school record for most blocks.
Well, they reached out to me and I went on a visit there, and instantly I just fell in love with the girls and the coaches and the campus. It's just all great. There's nothing wrong with it.
Congratulations to all athletes who signed their letters of intent last week. And if you will be putting pen to paper soon and signing with a college, please let us know. We would love to recognize you on the show. You can email us at hhsidsports@gmail.com or send us a message on our social media accounts. That will do it for this week's edition of The Locker Report. For Caleb Wood, I'm Ashton Ackman. Have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you back here in December.
As we're approaching the last few weeks of the first semester, it is important as ever to learn how to access your files anywhere you have internet access.
Alex Peters is in with an all-new Tech Talk to teach you about the various ways you can do this.
Hey there, Homestead. Welcome back to Tech Talk. I'm Alex Peters. Today, I'll be showing you the different ways you can transfer your files for easy access away from school. The most common method of transferring files is through Google Drive. If for some reason you don't know how to use it, it's simple. Simply go to drive.google.com and drag the files you want to upload to the page. Once they finish uploading, you'll be able to access the files anywhere you're logged in. The second method is one you may not know of, the network folder. To use the network folder, go to your File Explorer and navigate to the folder labeled with your student ID on the left-hand side of the Explorer. Copy the files to this folder. To access them at home, go to aurora.sacs.k12.in.us and log in with your student ID and password. Finally, you could always use physical methods like flash drives or SD cards, but those are pretty easy to lose and you're probably better off just saving your files in the cloud. With these tips, you'll never lose your files again. Make sure to let me know if you're having any tech issues you want me to cover. Make sure to tune in next time. I'm Alex Peters.
We've had a very winter-like week of weather, but let's find out what's in store for us this weekend.
Drew Persinger is in with this weekend's weather forecast in the Drew Point.
Hey there, Homestead. I'm Drew Persinger. This is the Drew Point. After the mild temperatures we've had this week, we're going to be seeing more mild weather coming our way. Let's get to your forecast.
Tonight, it's cooling down a bit compared to yesterday. It's going to be cloudy with a high of 43 and a low of 27. Then tomorrow, we're looking at a chance of rain with a high of 41 and low of 28. Then it's going to be cloudy again on Sunday with a high of 40 and a low of 28.
There you have it, Homestead. That's your forecast for this weekend. I'm going to be back after Thanksgiving break with your first forecast for the month of December. But until then, I'm Drew Persinger. See you, Homestead.
Well, that wraps up today's edition of HHS In Depth. I'm Cora Shaw.
And I'm Nisha Lalaria. Thank you for watching today, and be sure to follow us on social media for behind-the-scenes looks at the show.
You can also watch past episodes on YouTube at Homestead High School Media.
For all of us here at HHS In Depth, have a great weekend and a safe semi-formal night.
We'll be off for Thanksgiving break next week, but we will see you again in 2 weeks.